Ciao and welcome in the kitchen of Accademia. Today we are going to talk about a brewing method which is really special for me. This is the moka. This is one of the most traditional brewing methods you can find in Italy. So today I'm going to show you my own recipe because everyone has its own, but of course I'm just suggesting you some tricks. The moka is composed by different parts. The most important one is the heating vessel. This is where we pour water, and the funnel filter. This is where we place the grounded coffee. The heating vessel works as a pressure chamber. As the water is heating up, it starts to create some pressure that reach about 1.5 atmosphere more or less. This makes the water passing through the ground coffee and coming out in the serving chamber. I usually use preheated water. This is because it helps me to make coffee in a faster time, and mainly because I'm not gonna heat all the brewing method up, so I'm preserving all the aromas in the coffees. And I always place the water under the bowl. This is a pressure bowl that prevents to create too much pressure into the heating vessel. So I'm gonna start pouring preheated water. This helps me to not heat all the device too much, so the coffee is not gonna over-extract and gonna preserve all the aromas of the coffee. I will pour it below the valve. This is because the pressure valve helps me to not create too much pressure and avoid an explosion. And then we're gonna place the funnel filter. Here it is another trick. To know how much coffee to pour into the moka, I'm gonna place the whole beans into the filter, not too much actually, and then we're gonna grind them. So, of course, I really recommend you to grind them at the moment, so the coffee is still super fresh and super full of aromas, and then ground. So, and then we're gonna place the coffee into the funnel filter. As you can see, it's perfectly dosed, and as you can see, the ground size is a medium fine. Of course, it's much coarser than an espresso. This is because the pressure is much lower. So now that we are waiting for our coffee to be ready, let's talk about some curiosities. Did you know that Alfonso Bialetti, who invented the moka in the first mid of the 20th century, had his genius idea watching his wife making laundry, as the washing machine worked with a similar system. The reason why I left the lid open is to see when to stop the extraction. So as the coffee starts to bubble, I'm gonna remove it from the heat and I'm gonna pass the bottom part under cold water to stop the extraction. Nowadays, the moka is considered an industrial design icon, exposed in Triennale Design Museum in Milan and at the MoMA in New York. So now I'm gonna show you another interesting trick. This is because the moka was born to share coffee with other people. So of course, everyone has his own preferences. I decided to create a cappuccino using a French press. So I'm gonna take a pan and placing some milk inside, and I'm gonna heat the milk up until it reaches 76 degrees. This helps to not transform the milk and keep all its characteristics. So in this case, I'm gonna use a thermometer to measure the temperature of the milk, but you can even do by eye, just looking as the milk gets some bubbles on the side. And then you can just place it directly on the French press. So first of all, we're gonna pour some coffee into the cups. Of course, we are two, so we're gonna have just a regular coffee and then a cappuccino. And then I'm gonna place the milk into the French press in this way. And then press it up and down until it doubles in size. And then we're gonna transfer it in a pitcher. Giving a little tap to remove any bubble. And then you can create your cappuccino and if you want, even doing some latte art on top. Of course, being like a homemade version, the texture in the mouth is gonna be pretty similar to a steamed milk with an espresso machine, but looking a little bit homemade, you know. So we're gonna place some cantucci, and then there's another way to taste cantucci. They'll be dipping in. Ciao, alla prossima!
Please don't talk about me when I'm gone. Oh honey, though our friendship seems